Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth. It's been a while since the last one, but it's Christmas. You guys absolutely deserve a Christmas gift. I mean, look at me. Solving puzzles is a Christmas gift to you, not to me. How ironic is that? But really excited about playing today's puzzle, which has like a 95% rating as of the time of recording, so really looking forward to this. Not really much more to say other than I am looking to be recording once again regularly in the new year. I'm not going to promise daily. I will commit to at least one a week. I think that's a reasonable target for 2026. Anyway, let's take a look at today's puzzle and rule set with Strange Pattern by Chaotix. And I don't think I've played a puzzle from Chaotix before. Saying that, couple of things I should fix. One, the rules are absolutely not Chaotix. So let's fix that right now. And yeah, half the puzzle was off screen. You can tell I'm a little bit rusty. Anyway, so we have normal Sudoku, diagonals, and adjacent cells. So this is going to be a ton of fun. Right, so quick walkthrough through the rules, just in case. So normal Sudoku, we all know what that means. Place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column if I can select one, and then every 3 by 3 box. I should double check. Yes, it is actually recording the screen. Secondly, digits along the blue lines cannot repeat the same digit. So essentially these diagonals, which are 9 cells long, are also the digits 1 to 9 once each. Can't place any digit more than once. And then lastly, adjacent cells cannot be consecutive. So for example, I've been given a ton of digits in this puzzle. This is actually going to be pretty quick if I remember to use the consecutive rules. So essentially the digit 2 can't be anywhere next to this 1, can't be next to this 3, can't be next to this 3. You get the point. So, and I kind of partially solved there. Anyway, that's all the rules we have for today. As always, to play along, click on the link in the description down below. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. Very rusty, very rusty. Goodness me. Anyway, right, I kind of sort of showed that already. 2 can't be next to the 1, can't be next to the 3. Where can 2 go inside box 5? It can only be in here. Then I need the 4, which can't be next to the 3, so it can only be there. 6 can't be here. I mean, 8 can't be next to the 7 or the 9, so that's the only place for an 8. 6 can't be here, so that's the 6. That's the 5. That's box 5 already done, and you know, in under a minute, 30 seconds even. What else can we do? So we can definitely play a little bit with the diagonals. For example, no ones, no ones. So where is 1 on this positive diagonal? It can only be in one of these 3 cells. What else do I not have? 6s, so the 6 has to be again in one of these 3 cells. Not sure if I can do much more than that. So I mean, I can see that 4 and 9. There's a bit of symmetry going on, rotational symmetry going on with this puzzle. You can see that, you know, where essentially if you rotate it kind of 180 degrees around the 5, you can see that any pairs of digits will add up to 10. But I know whenever I use it, people are not necessarily fans of it. Yeah, it's all over the place. So, you know, technically you only really need to solve half the puzzle and then fill in the rest. But let's see, what else do we have? 3s in here. I mean, let's carry on with the diagonals. I'm sure that like we're onto something here. The 2 and 3, the 2 and 3. So they're not on the negative diagonal. They have to be up here. And presumably 7 and 8. Yeah. I mean, 1 is in here, meaning 9 is in there. Of course, I forgot about the 7. None of this is helpful. I think I'm missing a trick. I'm missing the consecutive rules. So, you know, I can pepper a ton of this stuff, but it's not necessarily helping me. And there is no help with the consecutives on the diagonals, at least thus far. 9 is down here. Meaning, for example, that can't be an 8 because then the 9 would have to go in here and then it would be consecutive. And then presumably same setup with the 1s. Yeah, and again, that can't be a 2 because then that would be a 1 and then it'll be consecutive. That's the wrong one to remove. That's the 2. Interesting. No, I'm missing something more obvious. No doubt. 6s. Is that useful? Not really. There's no way I've gotten everything out of these diagonals. Okay, so 7s, again, so 7's in one of these two cells. If that's a 6, that would be a 7, then it'll be broken. And then presumably 3s again, and then that can't be a 4 because that would be a 3. I mean, 2 is in none of these cells, and it can't be here where it would be next to the 3. Right, okay, we're on to something now. So that's 2, and therefore that's 2. And presumably there's something very similar going on with 8s, where again, the 8s can't be next to the 7, so 8 is in here, and it's not on the diagonal because of the diagonal. Yep, so 8 is there, and therefore 8 is here. Presumably there is a very similar trick going on. So we played with the 8s, we played with 7s. Shall we take a look at 6s maybe? Yeah, so 6s are none of these, can't be there. Yeah, there are 3 places that qualify, and consecutive doesn't create a problem for any of them. So 6s and the 4s, less interesting. 2s, should we play with those? So hang on, what did I play with earlier? So yeah, it was the 2 and the 8. I'm just sort of scanning horizontally to see if there's something similar going on with the verticals. And then the same 2s and 8s are not that useful. Kind of. There's only one place for 8. So no 8s because of Sudoku, no 8s because of the diagonal. If I place an 8 here, I can actually because the 9 is in one of 3 spots. So less helpful for sure. But this can't be a 9 anymore because it would see both 8s. And then presumably I have something very similar going on with the 2s, where no 2s, no 2s, yeah. And then that can't be a 1. It's a fascinating puzzle, but I'm not... Here I thought I was going to be very quick about it, and then other than sort of box 5, I haven't placed a single digit yet. All right, let's play with 6s. No 6s, no 6s. 6 is in one of these two cells, therefore not a 7. And 6s are not here, not very helpful. If that's 7, that would be 6. That would be 8. That would be 9. I mean, all of that is plausible. I haven't found something yet. So I've played with 6s. I haven't done the same thing with 4s. So no 4s. No 4s. Yeah, but the challenge with the 4s here is I could be one of 3 and all of them are valid. So 4s, no 4s. So 4's in one of these two cells and therefore no 3. Yeah. I'd love to force some of these. I'm somehow struggling. No 2s. Let's mess around with 3s. No 3s. Right, no 8s, no 8, no 8. Not very useful. 8 in one of 3 cells, 8 in here, 8 in there. Not great. Not great at all. No 8s. What I need is to use the fact that I've got these things around the corners, but the challenge is, yeah, I can remove 4s from here, I can remove 4s from there. I'm still left with a lot of places for 4s. Maybe if I mess around with 5s? No. Oh, come on, Sleuth. Yeah, very rusty. It's the kind of thing where you'd almost have wished that, I did a couple of recent Sudokus just to sharpen the brain up a bit. It's got to be something very obvious that I'm missing. It's got to be. I mean, the amount of pencil marks I have already placed. Kind of surprised I'm not catching anything just yet. No 3s. So what have I not placed on the diagonal yet? So 1s, 2, 3 is in a ton of places. 4, 5, 6, 7 is in a ton of places. 8, and then 9. Let's try something. So if this is 9, that would be 8. Not a problem. If this is 9, that would be 8. And then that would be 8, that would be 9. Not a problem. And then 8 and 9 would be in here, joining the 2. And then the 2 will be there. And then 9 and 8 kind of separate. And then 7. That is very hard to see. That is very hard to see. I'll just show you that. Like, I am absolutely missing a more obvious step. So let's kind of rewind part of me. So I have 2 choices for the 9s. Remember, the 9 is definitely on the diagonal here because it's not in these 3, it's not in these 3, so it's in the top right corner. We've excluded this cell because of the double 8. So just a reminder of the 8s and not on the diagonals again. So it can only be one of these 2 cells. And if that's 9, it will be adjacent to each of these. So I'm left with 2 choices of 9. Now, one of them breaks reasonably quickly, but I think there must be something that's a bit more obvious. If I pick that 9, that can't be the 8, that becomes the 8. That can't be the 8, that becomes the 8, that becomes the 9. Excuse me, 9. Now, oh, 9 becomes here. All right, let's try that again. So no 8s. So 8, 7. Dear oh dear. I thought it broke. Thought I was onto something actually. So if that's 9, no. Let's try pencil marks for a second. So this is not, this could be 1, it's not 2. Could be 3, it's not 4, it's not 5. Could be 6. Now it's not 7 for a reason. Yeah, 8 and 9. So it's only 1, 3, or 6. Let's just, I'm going to pencil mark the diagonals in the hope that it's helping me a bit. And then the reverse of that would be 4, 9, 7. Then over here, this could be 1. It's not 2. It could be 3. It's not 4. It could be 5. Can't be 6. Could be 7. And could be 8. No, it can't be 8. So this one could be 1, not 2, 3, not 4, 5, 6, 7, not 8 or 9, not 7 either. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. I'm kind of failing to see how this is helpful. I mean, I'm just going to focus on one half. I'm just going to kind of focus on one half and just, because it all just applies to the other one. So if this is 2, that would be 1, that would be 3. And then this is from 5, 6, and 7. Well, this would have to be the 7. This would have to be the 8. So just 2, 1, 7, 8. And then I have 3, 5, 6. So I would have to have the 3 in here to separate the 5 and the 6. Which is all fine. No, there's no doubt I'm missing something more obvious. So the 2 is here, the 3 is there, and the same is here. 1 is here, 6 is there, and then it's 1 of 3, 5, and 7. So 2 and 3. If the 1 isn't on this diagonal at the top, well, it's not here. I mean, it have to be in one of these 2 slots. Where there's already 7 and 8, so it would have to be 1, 7, and 8 is in here. And then the 9 is up there. With having 4, 5, and 6, it's kind of helpful to focus on low and high digits. So let's just do that. So essentially, the 2 and the 1 and the 9 are the ones that are not placed. So this could be 2, 9, and this could be 2, 3, 9, and this is 1, 3, 9. And then the reverse here is 1, 7, 8, 1, 8, and then 1, 7, 9. Less helpful Because the way that it ends up kind of being split between low and high digits, there's very little overlap. So we played with the 8 and 9. We haven't played with the 6 and 7. Because again, they're on opposites. 6, 7. Then 6 is in here. And no 7, so 7, 7. Six. Well, 6. Interesting. 6, 7. Six is in here. No 7, no 7. So no 8. Oh, goodness. I've totally ignored these, not realizing how useful they are. So where is 8 in boxes 6? No 8. No 8 because it would be adjacent to the 7. So 8 is in here. One of these 3 cells. That's not an 8. That is an 8. Then we can do the same thing with 2. No 2. No 2. 2 is in here. That can't be a 2. That's a 2. Oh, it was way too painful, Sleuth. And then, does that help me at all? No. Where's 1? So we know no 9s. No 9. 9 is in one of 2 cells. 9 is in one of 3 cells. So the 2 being placed doesn't help with the 1. Let's focus on when we have 2 cells rather than 3. So by placing the 8, I should probably think around what's the rest of this column. That's a better, sorry, row. That's a better question. So essentially I need to place 1, 4, 5, and 7. 1, 4, 5, 7. None of 1 here. 1, 4, 5, 7. None of 4 here. And in fact, the 7s are definitely on this side, so no 7s here. So that's 1, 4, or 5. Can't have 4 and 5 consecutive, so the 1 has to be there. No 1s here. The 4 and 5 have to be separate, so one side is here. That can't be a 2 anymore. That can't be a 2 anymore, so that gives me my 2. That forces a bunch of things. That's now 7. That is not 7. That is 7. No 7s here anymore. Can't be 1 and 3 in there, so this is 5 or 6. There has to be a 1 on this diagonal, so that becomes a 1. That forces no 1 here, 1 there. No 1 on this diagonal, so that's 8, 9. That's not 9. That can't be 7. That is 6. And I think we basically went from really stuck to we're pretty much done. This is 2 and 3, so that's the 2, that's the 3, that can't be the 4, that's the 4. Nothing forcing this yet. 5 and 7. Nothing forcing it here. It's not a problem. So there's a 1 in this row, can only be here. Can't be 4, is 5, not 5. Not 4 up there, so that's 9. No 9 here, no 9 there. That can't be the 8, that's the 8. That forces this to be the 3, that can't be the 2, that's the 2. Next to a 4, 5, I need 4, 5, 6. So again, I think I need to use the 5 as a buffer, don't I? I mean, the 4s are not here, so that's the 4. That can't be 5, excuse me. It's 5 and 7, that can't be 5, so that's 7, that's 5. That's 5, 4, 7, no 8, no 8, is 8. And I think we're basically done. Got 3 and 5. Then we've got 2, 6, which can't be here. Just going to pencil mark, I mean 2, 6, 9. That's not 9. That's not 2. That's not 6. It's fine. Right, let's just complete this box. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 5, 6, and 9. 6 not, I mean 9's not there. 9 is in here. 5 and 6, that can't be 6. That's 5. That's 6. That's 3. That's 5. That can't be 2. 6, 9, 2. That's now 6. 1, 2. I need 3, which is not there. It's here. 8 and 5. 1, 2, 3. I need 4, 8. I'm guessing 6, 2. I need 3, 5, 7. 5's not here. 5's not there. That's 5. That's 9. 3's not here. 7's there. Then let's just fill that in. That's 3. That's 5. That's 1. That's 7. I need 4, 8, 2, and then 6 for the finish. It's a lovely puzzle. It took me a long time to appreciate what these were for. And I think it just shows just how not used to being given digits I am, where that is very much a strong clue to tell you that the 3 is there, and therefore there's no 2, and therefore the 2's are in here, and then you can start to place digits after that. And that took way too long. I probably spent 10 minutes or 15 minutes down a rabbit hole before I unlocked it. Hope you guys got on a lot better than I have, but glad to be solving and recording again. Hope you've had a lovely holiday, and wish you a happy new year in case I don't post before then. See you back soon. Bye-bye for now.